You are watching Travel World Online.
Yeah, hi. Our convention to Sri Lanka, which would have been the 66th convention, was planned for last year. And as there was a turmoil in Sri Lanka politically, and they were actually having a lot of challenging issues, we decided to, not travel at that time to Sri Lanka, not because of any other reason, but I think the sentiments of the people were very strong, and they having own internal issues which they needed to sort out. So now with the new regime and the decision still stands, because we have a MOU with the Sri Lankan Tourism Promotion Bureau and SLITO as an association partner. So we thought, we might as well do it this year. And, the India is the #1 market this year for them till now. I think from January to April, we had already crossed 75,000 Indians traveling to Sri Lanka, which is a huge number, because otherwise they hardly have 1.2 the whole year. So it was a good rebound for them where the India market is concerned. And we thought this was a good opportunity for our members to reconnect with Sri Lanka, to say how we could support them more where tourism is concerned, increase more of the footfall, so they come out much stronger from all the turmoil that was there. Of course, the Sri Lankan Tourism Promotion Bureau is very welcoming us, and they are very happy to have us there, and they're very excited as we are. So the 67th convention, which, the 66th was Singapore then on the cruise. So we decided to take it to Sri Lanka, and the dates, of course, are 6 to 9 July. So it's going to be 3 days of interactions, knowledge sessions, a lot of B2B, and of course, fun. We can't afford not to have fun with our members while we are traveling abroad, because and that is a part of life of tourism, which is very, very important. Because I think anyone who goes for leisure or any other stream, always it zeroes and boils down about experiences and what a country can give. And then that's the focus which we anyway believe in. So the topic of our the 67th convention of the Thai annual convention is Transcending Borders, Transforming Lives. And we believe that we actually have been talking about this since last 2 years with the Ministry of Tourism, that we need one tourism policy for the entire region. We need one visa for the entire region. How we can promote all these regions, which are our neighboring countries, like BIMSTEC especially, where we can all have one policy where tourism is concerned. Because firstly, they are very close to us, and we work very closely with them. So, and we don't need borders actually to cross into each other. It's more like domestic travel, an extension of domestic travel. So keeping that in mind, we want to take this regional tourism of BIMSTEC countries beyond. I would say even the SAARC countries actually, but of course not with all the countries, but whichever countries we are open to. But we should actually promote tourism much more, because I think tourism is something which I've always said, and the COVID virus did not need any borders. So why do we as human beings need any border? So we really need to cross those borders and move forward. So when I talk about transforming lives, of course, one is that when we go to the countries or they come to our country, we are transforming a lot of lives, because, tourism is actually the backbone of every country. And it is so many countries' economy actually depends on tourism, because I think it's a huge employment industry, and we need to have more synergies between us, so that we actually give more people more entrepreneurships, more employment, and create this huge value chain into a more stronger value chain. Saying that, but when we talk about borders, I think we as travel agents also need to go beyond our thought processes. And that is when I say transcending borders, I also say transcending your mind thoughts, so that you know how to adapt and adopt to the new changes, the demographic changes between what's happened post-COVID, especially between the traveler, the destinations, the service industry, how we are looking at each and everything, how every traveler is now very cautious about health. He's more knowledgeable than earlier times, because he sat at home and Googled and, done a lot of more, experiences and experiments on the technology part, on the websites of all countries, because he had a lot of time, and he knows sometimes maybe more than us. So I think we need to translate our mind thoughts and say, what is the future of this industry? What is this? What is a traveler looking for? What does the traveler want? What are his demands? What are the change environments? How can we cater and compete with the technology that's coming in? You know, how is the AI going to affect us? How is technology going to affect us? So, and how are, like we are talking about Schengen, no sticker visa. We're talking about e-visas in every country. We are talking about no biometrics. We are ourselves talking about Digi Yatras. So all these things need to be first adapted by us, so that we can actually, give it to our consumer. So we need to transcend borders, our thought processes. And with that, we are not only transforming our own lives, but also the lives of the consumer and the traveler, who you can educate more than you want to. So I think that was the thought process between this. It was a very thought process, adapt absolutely the theme that we were wanting to bring in, and I think we brought it out. We are going to have like I said, the first day, of course, is always our inaugural. It's a gala inaugural, and we are very excited about it because we have the president of the country going to be a part of our inaugural session. Nowhere ever have we had the president be a part of our inaugural session. The second day, of course, the next 2 days would be knowledge sessions, the first half, followed by lunch. And then we have a B2B on both the days. So I think around more than 100 stakeholders from Sri Lanka are going to be a part of the entire B2B. So we are going to have a lot of interactions with them. And then, of course, we have the evenings to enjoy. We also have after parties so that you can enjoy it till a certain time, of course, on the first day, but on the second day and on the third day, of course, because that's the last day. I'm sure we like to spend the VRs in Colombo and enjoy the nightlife, to have a fun-filled evening with all our members around, and Slito and the Sri Lankan Tourism Promotion Bureau and all our stakeholders.
Is the Inbound Sri Lanka Association of Inbound Tour Operators. So we represented the inbound tour operators or the destination management companies in Sri Lanka. So obviously we work with travel agents associations overseas, and I think from that point we have been working with Thai for a very long time, and this is not the first time that Thai is having their convention in Sri Lanka. They had a convention here back in 2005 also, and obviously India is a very important market, and our membership have close links with the travel agents in India, and they have been working together for many years. Actually, things have been looking quite good since the beginning of this year. Also, the predictions for the rest of the year seem very good, and currently the Indian market is the #1 market, generating market for Sri Lanka. We have seen this in the past as well. Whenever we went through a crisis, the recovery has been dominated by the Indian market. So that goes to show the close cooperation between the two countries, or the travel agents there and the DMCs in Sri Lanka. I think airfares being high is a worldwide thing. It's not something that is only to Sri Lanka. But we have seen those fares slowly coming down. The bigger problem we had post the economic crisis was the lack of air capacity, or the very minimum air capacity that we had. But we have seen this improving since about October, November of 2022. I think our minister and his team who took over in June last year, one of the things they really concentrated on was actually going to the airlines and convincing them to increase air capacity. After all, as an island, we have to, without increased air capacity, there's no way that we can expect tourism to boom. So I think we haven't probably come back to pre-COVID levels, but I think we are at least about 80% there now at the moment. We have a lot, 80 to 90%. Overall, I think the getting back to pre-pandemic levels of air capacity, I don't think it's going to take very long. So that is also a positive sign, which is why we are quite hopeful that going forward, the situation will improve for Sri Lanka tourism. We are actually seeing trends from India. We have had some really big incentives from out of India corporates coming here in the last 3 months or 4 months, where the numbers have picked up. So after all, being the closest neighbor with a massive potential, we are really glad that the road shows that were done in September, October last year seem to have worked out well. And Sri Lanka has really picked up, the Indian market has really picked up here. We are really happy that we are hosting the Thai convention, because we'll be bringing in 450 plus agents who actually still already market Sri Lanka, as well as probably new ones who will get to experience the destination firsthand, which we think is pretty important, considering the bad press and the bad media that we had during the economic crisis as well as post-economic crisis. And sadly, we still see that happening in some of the international media. So we were convinced the best way forward was to actually let them experience what is actually going on here. So they have a first-hand experience of what is happening. And I think in that sense, hosting the Thai convention in Sri Lanka is very timely, and I'm convinced that it will do really well for Sri Lanka tourism, especially with the Indian market.
For this opportunity, and good afternoon, everybody. The sole purpose of this convention of Thai is to transcending the borders. The theme, it truly speaks about its theme, transcending borders and transforming lives. Our sole motive behind this convention is to showcase all our agents as well as our neighbor countries and the worldwide other countries participating and coming and being part of this convention, to know the strength of travel fraternity of India, the people, those who travel out from India, travel into India. India being one of the leading market for tourism sector worldwide now, is really going to have a dynamic, role play in the coming years for all the countries. And Thai holding this convention in Sri Lanka is going to lead from front, equipping all our travel agents also, as well as educating the client base too, that how we can transcend the borders and make it a better place for tourism.
These conventions are primarily held to give benefit to our members, educate them, because there are many knowledge sessions in the conventions where all the members benefit. They are also, shown the way how to do business, what kind of business they should go into, and many things other than the leisure activities also. It is also a thing to, unite the entire membership together so that we can do business with each other also. This gives an opportunity for the members to interact and to do business with each other also. Sri Lankan government has invited us, for their own benefit. And probably our membership also will benefit out of it, because Sri Lanka as a tourist destination, everybody likes it because of the proximity to our land. And it takes not more, the timings are the same, not long flights, connectivity is good. So Sri Lanka, see, India, every country is looking up to India as, the big market. After China, nobody is wanting Chinese people. So they are looking up to the Indians to, promote their country. And wherever Thai has gone, with whichever country Thai has done its conventions, the country has benefited out of it.
So we have been doing conventions for years together in different countries, but Sri Lanka is more of friendly because they are our neighboring country. And this convention will bring in more of tourism, and really South will be more promoted because we are very near to them and they are more to our heart. So Thai convention is going to bring in Sri Lanka as a special destination, wherein the non-promoted areas are too many now, like Jaffna and nearby, which will be promoted, and the measures taken by the tourism ministry in Sri Lanka is great. And we have even domestic flights inside Sri Lanka now, which is going to take the tourism well ahead.
So how do you see the role of Thai and supporting and benefiting their members?
See, Thai is a premier association where we have some 2,500 members. In South alone, as an active membership, we have 200 members. And this has been always in the forefront in the cause of tourism industry, travel and tourism industry for the past several decades. Thai has been the forefront in the spearheading in the cause of travel and tourism. And as well as southern region, it's also in the process of drawing up a roadmap for the path of the association, what the association proposes to take in front in the coming year. And you can see we have been doing heading. Our president Jyoti Mayal has been literally behind for the TCS.
Right. So if you see, Spiceland Holidays is international brand, and we are based out of India for past 25 years, right? And in Sri Lanka, we are there for past 12 years, right? And to be very proud to tell that we are the only Indian DMC in Sri Lanka as of now. And if you see, like, Sri Lanka also has gone through lots of ups and downs. Okay, and the country is now geared up to cater to all kind of tourists to Sri Lanka. We have been working with the government sectors very closely in terms of tourism revival and in terms of handling all the inbound clients to Sri Lanka. So even after the Easter attack, if you see, we are the first DMC to bring in 400 packs Ramayana group to Sri Lanka. And again, after COVID also, we have brought in like around 300 odd groups to Sri Lanka, right? And now, I mean, like, if you see the pickup pace was a little bit worse, but I have to thank the current honorable president of the country, and again our very active honorable minister Harin Fernando, tourism minister, who's also, and other ministers as well, like, who's putting more efforts in reviving the tourism and getting back on track.
You are watching Travel World Online. You are watching Travel World Online.
Hi, Bhuvan. Thank you for giving this opportunity from Anil Sharma. It was a great pleasure and a very important moment that I am just talking to you on the occasion of Thai convention, which is the 66th episode, I believe. And this was a most waited event that we were talking, and Sri Lanka was looking forward to. And it came on a time where that Sri Lanka needs this kind of an events, international events, where that it will boost the confidence of visitors to Sri Lanka, the tourists, people who come on vacation, come on business, come on MICE events, etc. So I wish all success for the 67th Thai convention in Sri Lanka, which is going to be held from 6th to 9th July. And I personally thank the President, Ms. Jyoti Mayal, on this occasion, and making this event success, or going to have this event in Sri Lanka. I know personally she took a lot of effort with all stakeholders to make this a reality. Okay, having said that, Sri Lankan Airlines being the national carrier of Sri Lanka, and we carry 45% to 50% of the total tourist arrival or visitors to Sri Lanka. And as you know, we have been operating 9 destinations in India, covering from north to south. Especially we are very strong, and we are covering the southern part of India. If you want to mention namely that we are operating to Chennai, Trichy, Madurai, Karnataka, that is Bangalore, and Kochi, Trivandrum, in the Kerala. Then when come to north, that is Delhi and Maharashtra in Mumbai. So once again, it was a great moment for us to have Thai convention, and also Sri Lankan is also getting back to its normal flight operations. We are operating 85 weekly flights to India. The same time that we have been contemplating to just to getting back to the pre-COVID operations, that we were operating more than 100 flights a week, and also we had plans to operate to Ahmedabad and Calicut, though that we discontinued to Coimbatore and Kolkata. We have not given up our hopes, so if things are getting better, we will start operating to those destinations as well. And out of Colombo, we have expanded, and also we have started increasing the frequency to the destination that we used to. We are operating to Australia and again Europe, that is London, Paris and Frankfurt, and in the Far East, as you know, Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, and even Japan, Jakarta, and even China, that is Beijing and Shanghai, Guangzhou, and as I told you, Australia, that is Melbourne and Sydney. So once again, thank you for this opportunity, and Sri Lanka is gaining momentum. Sri Lankan Airlines is getting back to its normal operations, and our flights are doing extremely well, and even that we have been bringing passengers or rather tourists to Sri Lanka from India. So in the first few months of 2023, the total arrivals have crossed over and above 5 lakhs, that is from January to May, and India is being the predominant tourist arrival country to Sri Lanka. The first 3 months, India was the second largest tourist arrival to Sri Lanka, but I think in the month of April and May, India is the number 1 tourist arrival to Sri Lanka, that being the number 1 source market to Sri Lanka. So that shows how India is important to us, and how India and travelers are important to Sri Lanka and Sri Lankan Airlines. Okay. Another segment that we are talking about is the film crew or the film shooting. In addition to that, we can even think about the wedding organizers, where that we can have large scale luxury weddings in Sri Lanka. But before that, to touch on this film crew or the film shooting, Sri Lanka can offer a wide range of options, from beach to hill country or the cities or whatever that they want, even that they can make their own sets in Sri Lanka. So Sri Lanka could be one of the attractive location for the film shooting, and some of the environment, or I would say the climate, all those things will be shooting for the film crew or the film stars or the filmmakers, because Sri Lanka will not have this extreme winter or the extreme weathers like winter and extreme summer. Sri Lankan have that very nice climate throughout the year, so that will help the film shooting or the film crews to have their shootings in Sri Lanka, and that's one of the I would say a sector that which we have not explored very much, so that we have to just to promote. Even I think even in our recent road shows conducted by Sri Lanka Tourism Promotion Bureau, they were emphasizing about this film shooting locations in Sri Lanka, and also as I mentioned at the beginning, to focus on even wedding organizers to have their weddings in Sri Lanka, especially the luxury weddings. We have large rather big hotels who can host those kind of thing, and we have the facility and we have the capabilities to host that one. In addition that, we have our Sri Lankan holidays arm, which will be focusing on promoting Sri Lankan holidays, that is Sri Lankan hotels and destination that we can promote using Sri Lankan Airlines, and we have attractive fares and we have attractive package rates to promote Sri Lankan holidays. That is our Sri Lankan holiday franchises. We have many SHF operators appointed across India from north to south, and also that we encourage people, if they want to take the stop in Sri Lanka before they move on to their next destination where the Sri Lankan operates to, so we are encouraging them also, and they can contact the Sri Lankan office, or they can contact our SHFO or franchise operators, or even if they just talk to us, we can just connect them with the land arrangement organizations who can just provide those hotels at very attractive rates. We have not specifically a special fare for students, but we have that students some benefits like the additional baggages, because when they carry their education materials, and in case of if there are promotions sometime take place depending on the season of the rather I would say that during some specific season, or we can say lean season, or soon after the holiday seasons or peak season, we used to put special fares for those kind of segments like students and even leisure travelers to get more business on Sri Lanka. Thank you very much, Sharma, and really appreciated, and Aibowan, and once again we wish success and for this Thai convention, and looking forward to see you in Sri Lanka.
You are watching